Transformers Prime. You're watching In Conversation with Amber the Fangirl, ATF.
Hi guys, Amber here, and today, welcome back to another episode of In Conversation with ATF. Now today, my guest is, we've just had a lovely conversation about Transformers and Frank Welker and musical and everything like that. My guest is the voice of Miko in Transformers Prime. She's done a lot of commercials, including that Target one I love, the one where it's like back to school and there's glitter everywhere.
I can't believe you filmed that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that when I watched Transformers Prime for the first time, and then I was like, oh my gosh, can you just be my teacher already? I was like, oh my gosh, I love this woman. I need to speak to her. So I obviously reached out to her, and here I am. And she's done a lot of things. She's been in the Jetsons and WWE, Robo WrestleMania, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy Showdown, The Wild Thornberrys, Aaron Stone, Imagination Movies, Sanjay and Craig. She's Lady Shiva in DC Superhero Girls, and she's just amazing, a beautiful, amazing, kind-hearted human in general. My guest is Tania Gunadi. Is that how I say your name? Is that how I pronounce your name?
Yes! When you said it sounds so much prettier.
Welcome, Tania Gunadi. Hi!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amber.
You're welcome.
Well, you have to also tell the viewers about yourself. And you gotta show the photo. You gotta show the photo that you showed me earlier.
Of course. Okay, so if you've come here because Tanya has promoted my interview in some way, my name is Amber Jones. Well, Amber the Fangirl to you. I come from the UK. I'm into voice actors and kids shows and video games, Animal Crossing, Crash Bandicoot, Transformers, and a lot more. I've only had one voice acting gig, and that was voicing this children's coin-operated helicopter ride, which was released by Northern Leisure Group in 2020, just before the pandemic struck. That's the only one that I think there's only like two in the world. I heard there's one in Iceland, there might be one in Israel, and there's one up north in the UK. So I guess this isn't the only one left in the world, but you know, I do see pictures of it in Iceland a lot. People post it on Instagram, just pictures of this ride, and I'm like, I'm the voice behind this, you know. So I always comment saying, oh yeah, did you hear my voice and stuff like that, because it's your first role. You have to be just excited just to do it, really. And
well, I was so excited when I first saw it. So all of you guys have to look at Amber's video, because you showed the video and how to play the thing, and you put a quarter in, and her voice is so cute. And Amber has a long list of voiceover and acting career in front of her. I know it.
Thank you, Tanya. And that actually reminds me, I interviewed Steve Bloom last year, not for this channel, but for, I think I've just got a little bit of dirt on my screen. Let me just get that. I interviewed
Steve is so funny. Okay.
Love Steve. Star Screen, definitely. So funny. I interviewed him for a different project, but we spoke obviously a little bit at the beginning, and he mentioned it, said he saw that video of that helicopter ride. He loved how I interacted with it and explained it. I was like, oh my.
Well, because deep down, everybody wants to be the voice of that ride, because you know, when you're a child, you know, it's like the happiest thing to be able to go on rides like that. Like when I was a little girl, I would have to save money like for literally a month, because I came from Indonesia and those rides are expensive. Like you have the mall is like a crazy thing when I was little. Like, oh, it was like the best thing. And so your voice brings so much joy. And I'm so glad that Steve mentioned it.
I know. So I didn't even expect it at all. Like, because obviously when I told people about this documentary thing I was obviously producing, I sent them a pitch sheet explaining about myself, the documentary and stuff. Only about him and one other person, Billy West, really mentioned about the helicopter, saying, oh yeah, I saw the video on your helicopter ride. I'm like, oh wow. It just felt good. I just want them in quotations on my wardrobe saying Steve Bloom, Tania Gunadi, and Billy West approve of this ride.
You know what, when you go see Frank this October, maybe you can show it to him.
Yes, that's I've been trying to get Frank on In Conversation with AT. I really need a jingle for that show. I'm trying to hire a voice musical person. I know I have a friend who makes little jingles, so I might have to ask her to make a little jingle for this show that I have to play. But yeah, I've been trying to get Frank on In Conversation with ATF, but I haven't been successful as of far, but I'm trying. I am really trying.
Well, you can ask him directly in October in Scotland.
Yeah, well, I want to interview him before then, because I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, because he'll be in Scotland, and yeah.
Well, I hope you can get in touch with him.
Yeah, same. Fingers crossed. I constantly cross my fingers, even when I'm like editing videos. So I'm just like, oh no, can't move the mouse.
Oh my gosh.
So that's me. That's my little show. In conversation with ATF, I interview voice actors. I've interviewed people like Neil Ross, Michael Bell, Brian Cummings, JP Carliak, John Machita Jr., Ilan Garfius, who was Cody Burns in Transformers Rescue Bots, and I've got a few more people lined up actually. So I'm quite excited for that. Anyways, enough about me. This is about Tania. So
no, I love talking about you. And one day you're interviewing so many people right now, and then in a year or two, you'll be so busy being interviewed.
Oh yeah, most likely. And I need to come to the next TF Nation. If they do get you, Peter, and Sumully to the next TF Nation in person, I'm definitely going to try and come down there, because I have reached out to Sumully, but she is busy. But she said later on in the year she will do an interview with me.
She's so busy, but if you ever get to talk to Somali, she's one of the kindest, sweetest, and amazing person on earth.
I bet she is, definitely.
Truly, you would be blown away. She's worth the wait.
Oh yeah, definitely. All the best people you have to wait a long time for, but it's worth it. Definitely. So nice.
Well, I'm not the best, because when you asked me, I right away said yes. I'm like, Amber Jones, yes.
Oh, bless you, Tanya. So, how did you get into acting, voice acting?
Oh gosh, the question seems so short, yet the answer seems so long.
I bet everyone asks you this, so yes, I know this question isn't really that new to you, but I did read up your story, and I was like, very interesting.
No, it's okay. I actually, okay, how did I get into voice acting? I'll try to answer shortly. Well, I'm an actor first for TV and film, and then one day, because see, I came from Indonesia, and in Indonesia, there aren't acting world is not quite like it's so different from being in Los Angeles, where everybody's in the industry. Yeah. So when I was growing up, until like 17 years old, I know nothing about acting, or I didn't even make a connection that people on the TV are actors, and like these cartoons are voiced by actors. Like I didn't even comprehend that. But anyway, after I became an actor in America for a few years, one day I was like watching some sort of animation, and I'm like, wait a minute, are those people actors? I'm like, well, I'm an actor. I would love to be a voiceover actor because I love cartoons. And I said, how fun can it be? And in the beginning, actually, I was so excited, and I was gonna ask. I was about to submit myself to make a demo reel and all. And in my peak of excitement, uh, I met this guy in my acting class who's already in the animation business. Mm-hmm. He's auditioning, and I told him I was so excited. And you know what he said to me? He said, you know what? He said, don't waste your time. He said, if I were you, I wouldn't submit or, do the reel and do the efforts to submit, because he said, I'm 100% sure you won't succeed. And I'm like, oh, why is that? And he said, well, because you have an accent, and you can't really do other accents except your own. And he said, like, for me, I can do all kinds. I can do British, I can do Southern, I can do Asian. And he's like, and I haven't booked anything, so I cannot imagine you would book anything. Oh, Amber, I just got goosebumps again. I actually haven't told that story for like years. Aww. I was so sad because I was so happy, and I had no walls of anything. And when he said that, I was so sad. For 3 years, I didn't do anything. So I did not submit.
Bless you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I guess I won't. And then 3 years later, this is a long story. 3 years later, I was crossing the street and I saw like a Disney animation billboard. And I was like, I literally stopped right before I walk and in the crosswalk. And I said, what the heck? Did I just give up my dream because somebody who has, you know, who has auditioned said that I cannot do it just because he hasn't booked anything? He's telling me that I also cannot, and I just gave up on my dream because of one person. And I was like, oh, I went home and I immediately called my commercial agent at the time. My commercial agent happened to be located like 2 doors down from the voiceover agent. And I said, I want to talk to the voiceover agent. I did not even do any reel or anything. I was just so like ready. And my commercial agent said, well, why don't you come over today? I'll introduce you to them directly. And so I did. I met with the voiceover agent. It's a long story there, but I signed with them that day.
Wow. That must have been a heck of a roller coaster for you. And I tell you what, it's done you good. Because look where you are now. Tons of credits. Commercial,
Thank you so
voiceover,
much.
live action. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Could you do your British accent for me?
My what?
Your British accent.
No, I actually cannot do anything.
Oh, can you not?
No, he was right. But the guy was right because I cannot do any other accent except this. Like what you hear is what you get.
Oh, right. I see.
Yeah. And so that's why he was saying that because he asked me. He said, "What can you do? Like what kind of accents can you do?" And I'm like, none. This is it. But yeah, I know. I was so excited that I'm like, gosh, you don't have to know. You don't have to have, all kinds, everything, because at the end of the day, the character will only speak one way most of the time. Like if I play a tomato, the tomato will not speak British in one scene and Scottish and Scottish and like Southern in like the next scene and then Asian in the third scene. The tomato will speak like how a tomato would speak. So but there are characters where you have to be able to do all, and then in that case, then I won't be the person who auditioned.
I see. Could I ask about Miko from Transformers Prime? Could you do her voice? Can you still do it?
Miko? Well, this is it. But I don't know. Do you notice the difference between this and Miko? I guess perhaps the only difference I do when I do voiceover is just I get into the character. So I treat all voiceover acting as live action. In fact, when I get the script.
Excuse me.
What did you have?
I had all hair all over me, so I was just trying to pick it off, But go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that I don't really do voices. So what I do is I treat every script. I memorize them. I just play it like an actor would be for television and film. And so I would act it out, which is nice. That's why when I did the Transformers Prime as Miko, it's nice because we are all there. So Megatron is there, all the Autobots are here, and the kids are there, the humans. So I don't have to look at my script. I can just act to them with the microphone, and it's the best. It's kind of like being on set on camera.
Yeah. Well, how did you get cast as Miko? Because obviously everyone went berserk because they saw you posted on Twitter about 10, 11 years ago already, saying working with Frank Welker, Megatron, and Peter Cullen Optimus Prime, cool. And everyone was like, is this for the new Transformers series? And I got fans speculating.
Oh, really? I don't even remember. I'm sure I wrote that the moment they approved. Yeah, it was so nice. How did I get that? I actually got it through an audition. I auditioned for it. I auditioned for it. I remember it was like in November of whatever year that was. And then a month later, I got a call back, and I met with the executive producer, and I read in front of him in the studio. and then a month later they say I booked it, and then we all meet for the table read. And in the table read, that's when I meet everybody. It was so awesome. It's like
Wow.
Frank and Peter and Steve, and it's like, I mean, people were like tearing up during the table read because it's like I guess for some of them is a reunion, and
Yeah.
for the rest of us, we were just like, it's like in the presence of like awesomeness.
Yeah, definitely. And because obviously Frank and Peter have been doing Optimus and Megatron since the original 1985 Transformers cartoon. So beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
so
really nice.
people were like, because they are producers, writers, and people who are like just they were so happy when Frank and Peter showed up. They were like, you can tell from their faces. They're like, oh, it's like the moment they've been waiting for, the
Definitely.
reunion.
I agree, definitely. What were they like when you first met them, Peter and Frank?
Oh my gosh, they are so down to earth. They're so humble. I swear, of all the, I mean, this group of the Transformers Prime, it is the most, and I have said this so many times the past years, that they are it's like a family, because everybody, there's no ego, and everyone is helping each other, and we make it so fun, so you can act with no worries and no pressure, because there are many scenes where I have a scene. I remember there was a scene, me and Megatron. It was the first time Miko had to face Megatron and had to tell him, like, what did I say? You Oh, because he was about to join the Autobots to help with the, I don't know if you're familiar with the Unicron thing or
Unicron,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. And so we were concerned that he's gonna double cross people. So I was like, you double cross anyone, mine is the face you'll never forget. I said something like that to Megatron. And it was the most fun. Like during the scene, because Megatron is right in front of me in the booth,
Yeah.
and I removed all my script, and I was just so in the moment, and he was right there, and I just like, I went all out. I was like, because Megatron is taller than me, right? Miko is short.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I pretended Frank to be up there, and Frank is nice because he would be like this, so I can play to him. He would be like this, and I'm like, you double cross anyone, mine is the face you'll never forget. And I was like, never! And I did that like so big. And oh, it was just so cool. And then he was like responding to me, and Agent Fowler grabbed me from the back. And he actually did. Agent Fowler, Ernie, he pretended he grabbed me. Yeah, so he pretended like in the room, he grabbed me. So I was like, oh,
That's so cool.
It's so
like
cool.
ADR Foley, like you're actually in the scene, like, because obviously in voice acting, you have to pretend. Oh yeah, just pretend you're falling from 10 feet. So,
Oh,
no, you'd have to actually drop me from 10 feet to make me scream like that.
Yes, that's the beauty with the Frank and Peter and Steve and everybody. Even though they've been doing it for a long time, they don't have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can just sit down and let the other actors do whatever until it's come their turn. But they didn't. They're there for all the new actors. They're there for everybody. They play with you, which is so wonderful.
Yeah, and that must have been so much fun. I wish I could do that. Like,
I wish.
People say the voice acting is the best job ever. It's like you're over the moon with it. You couldn't wish for anything else. And even though I've only had one job, I agree.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure you have experienced when you experienced it with that. It is the feeling. And when you hang out with people who are actually supportive of you and not like yeah, because they are like there are many scenes I had with Bulkhead. I don't know if you remember
Yes, Kevin Michael Richardson.
Kevin is just he's just
I was going to ask about him. What was your relationship like with Kevin? Like outside of Transformers Prime, was it just strong friendship as Miko and Bulkhead?
It's practically, we were the perfect match. It's like Miko and Bulkhead, except in real life. Aww. Like identical. Like when we go to a premiere or something, that's how we act together. Like we're like this. It's amazing. And we worked again together after that.
Yeah.
Others. Yeah. I did in Pen Zero. Pen Zero. He played Dr. Hissy.
Sorry, I thought there's a bee outside my bedroom. Must be a sign of Bumblebee. So I was like, what's that? Is it inside or outside? And I was like, no, it's outside. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
He's like, Bumblebee, hey, I'm gonna dump Raph. Would you like to be my human?
Oh yeah, and obviously because Bumblebee. Apparently, is it true that Frank Welker read in for all of Bumblebee's lines because obviously Bumblebee spoke in like beeps and
Yep. Yeah,
so
he
he
is
read it and then it was
amazing.
translated.
He is amazing. Frank is like, he can do everything.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
So like I'm the opposite of Frank, where he can do all voices, all accents, everything from baby to grandma. I only have one voice.
Oh, wow, I didn't know you could do baby to grandma. Actually, that was the only two I didn't know he could do.
I'm sure you can.
I'm having a look on the TF wiki on your page. Your birthday's in a month, isn't it? 29th of July.
Oh my gosh, yes, but
It's
I don't
coming
celebrate
up.
my birthday.
What do you not?
Well, I don't know. I want to celebrate my birthday every day. So when it comes to my birthday, I don't really make it a big deal.
Ah, that's fair. You went to BotCon 2011, didn't you? With all
You
the
know,
Transformers.
I have been to several Comic Cons,
Oh, this is the
though I
BotCon
don't
one.
remember the years.
This was 2011. You went there with the rest of the cast from Transformers Prime.
Oh my God, yes, with Peter and Frank.
Yeah, I don't think Frank was
Is
there,
that?
but I know Greg Berger was there from the G1 series, along with Neil Ross and Michael McConney and Morgan Lofton, and a little voice actor who read in for at the end of Transformers Prime was a little voice actor called Cullen. I'm not sure if you remember him or not, but he did a little thing in the Transformers Prime script, and I can't remember exactly what he did. I'm having a look on his page there. It doesn't really say what he was a zombie con.
Oh wow, that's like in the later episodes. I think like season 3 or something.
Yeah, but wow, that is so cool because he would have only been about 16 around the same time as Andy Pessoa, who was was it Rafe? Is that how you say his name?
I think Raph.
Oh, Raph. Yeah, Raphael.
Andy is so tall now.
Oh, he's about the same age as my brother actually, because I found out they were both born in '94. So madness, honestly, that's crazy to think he's 27. That's crazy. It's hard to think how fast 10 years has gone.
It goes by so fast. That's why, like, yeah, it's so fast. So we gotta enjoy every moment,
yeah,
girl.
yeah, definitely. And it's just weird to think that you feel like Transformers Prime was only about 5 years ago, but no, it was actually 10 years ago. And
I couldn't believe it.
when I think of 10 years, I think of 2007. So
When I couldn't believe it when I just recently did TF Nation online.
oh yes, one of my friends went to that. I'm not sure if you saw him.
Oh, what's his name?
Raymond T. Franzman.
Ray? Oh, I don't think He
Raymond.
probably didn't do the meet and greet.
He probably didn't, but he didn't have a microphone or a webcam. He's from the Netherlands. I'm not sure if you've met him before.
No, I would have remembered because
He's been to a few TF Nations, so.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I've only been to one because we got canceled.
Oh yeah. Which one did you go to?
No, I mean I've only been to one. This one, the one that
Oh
we
right, the
tried-
virtual event.
Yeah, we tried a few times in the past, and then it keeps not working schedule-wise or something. But the time when it's gonna work with Peter, COVID came. Ugh.
Yeah, that's a shame, really, because it's it would have been in Birmingham, which is like only about 2 hours away from me. It's like down in West Midlands, so
Oh,
it's kind of cool.
so nice.
Yeah, and I promise when it gets rescheduled, hopefully for next year, I will definitely come down and see you and Peter and Somali, definitely.
That would be so nice, and we can do group photos together.
Yeah,
and definitely we can hang out more than 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was gonna say because it's just you think 2 minutes and you're just sitting there, you start timing it, it's like 2 minutes. Wow, that's really fast. When you're talking to someone, oh wait, 2 minutes was over in 5 seconds. It's so weird.
That's so crazy. Well, when I did the TF Nation, we plan on 3 minutes per person, but because it's an online, we ended up and I have the buttoned, so I ended up talking to about 10 to 15 minutes per person.
Wow. How many people were there who got meet and greet?
Not bad. Maybe, well, because the event we only allocated an hour and a half originally because we started with the interview and all.
Yeah.
I think maybe about 50.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember because we
That's
also meet with the people who work there, and there are people who come in, 3 people. So some of them, it's not just one person.
Yeah.
Like they come in as a group.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's really cool though. And it's really cool you get to mingle with fans like that, especially during the pandemic. It's all online. Everything's been online since like last spring.
yeah, it's actually nice. I've never done an online meet and greet like that. It's nice because you get to spend the time with the person longer. Because if it's in
Yeah.
like when I did the Comic-Con before, there is a person, a staff or a manager who helps, and you feel bad because when you see the line is long, so you kind of quick. But
Yeah.
in a Zoom, you can't tell who's behind, so
Yeah.
you can actually take the time,
And
and
you feel
it's
less
nice.
rushed.
Yeah, and it's nice to get to know the fans of Transformers, because
Yeah.
like I get to learn so much about people who love the Wreckers. Some people are Autobots for life, some are Decepticons for life, and some are just pure Starscream fans.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I know there's some Miko fans out there as well. Oh, that's just reminded me. A good convention story. I heard like Peter Cullen is like amazing when it comes to real life conventions. I remember seeing this one story where this man broke down in line whilst waiting for him. Peter got up from his table, ran to this man, and bear hugged him for at least a minute.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry,
And
seriously?
just, yeah, and staff had to try and pry Peter off this man and whisk him back to his table.
Oh.
I know, yes, I'm going to say that is lovely, but it's these con staff, they always try to rush you and they try to pull the celebrity away from you when they think that's enough. They're like, no, they're pulling you away. Yeah, but that was amazing though. I nearly cried when I read it because I was like, Peter's
Oh my
definitely a
God.
person who would do that. But
Oh,
you
I
know
would
what con
cry.
staff are like. They're like, nope, you're not having that. We're taking away your we're taking
Oh.
Yeah,
No, that's a good story. That is like so touching.
definitely.
I believe it. Peter would be someone like that. He is so, oh my God, he's so generous, and kind. Like, when we are acting with him, I mean, he's the most, him and Frank, are the pros. But in the room, because me and Sumali, we're new, and then Josh and Andy. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm pointing as if they're here. It's just the setup in the room.
I want
It's
to
so,
interview them.
yeah, I was like, the setup is, we're always like that. Me and Jack and Raf and Sumali is here, and Peter, he is like, we would have a scene, the kids, and Peter is not in the scene, but unlike, like, I've done shows after that where you're doing your scene and the other actor would, they just on the phone, maybe like you don't have to listen to anybody else's scene, right? Which
Oh,
I understand because some jobs are like 8 hours long.
yeah.
So you are not gonna be intently watching everybody for 8 hours. There'll be moments when you're gonna chill. And but Peter is always like on it, and he would make nice comments, and he's so generous, with his compliments. And a compliment from him, it's like, oh,
Brightens your day.
yeah. And it
Yeah.
happens every Wednesday for 3 years.
Can you imagine? Oh
Can
my
you
God.
imagine seeing him, like him
I'm
and
jealous. Very jealous.
oh, it is like I couldn't believe my luck. Like when I would come home and I would be like, oh my God. I mean, I just hang out with everybody, like everybody, the entire Autobots and the entire Decepticons. And then next week it's gonna happen again.
Yeah. On Wednesdays we hang out with robots.
It's so amazing. And especially when the bots and the Decepticons are fighting. And
Yeah.
we're the we're like watching them because we are very intimate. The room is like this big, and we are only separated by microphones. So when they are doing the bantering, we can see them, and it's
Yeah.
just like as if you're watching them in front of you, the bots and the cons, you're like, oh my God. And many times, especially in the beginning, me and Jack and Andy and Sumali, after a scene about between the Autobots and the Decepticons, and Starscream would be talking to Megatron and things like that, we would be like this. It's like the entire time. And then like after Frank would do like something, the evil Megatron voice, I would be like, Frank, that's so cool.
We love you, Frank! Just on the sign up saying, ah!
It's so fun. Oh, thank you for bringing back so many beautiful memories.
You're welcome. I'm just upset that, when you meet these voice actors, it won't be the same again because I think, well, it probably won't happen at this one I'm going to, but there's another convention that's happening around the same time, but by a different company. They've implanted a no handshakes, no hugs, no high fives rule. No physical contact with the actors.
Wow.
It doesn't feel the same.
Let me ask you, have you ever heard of the Terrificon?
Yes, my friend actually went there and met Rob Paulson and Maurice LaMarche in 2019, actually.
Ah, the one that you're saying, what is the name of the convention that no high fives and all? That would be horrible.
MCM Comic Con.
Is that in
London?
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah.
Well, I know the Terrificon is coming up this July. There is a small chance that I'm not sure yet if I can. I'm not sure if I can, but I may go to that. But I don't know. I think it would be terrible. I cannot do a convention without you have to hug people and get a selfie because I want to meet the fans of Transformers.
Yeah.
And if they're there and you can't high fives and you can't take pictures, there's
no point in going. There's no point.
I don't think so. I mean, I would definitely give hugs and take photos.
Yeah.
But maybe the people don't want it. They're like, no.
Yeah, it's just similar to meeting online because obviously no physical contact. It just feels like the person in front of you is just like a picture, really. It's just not the same because when I met Tara Strong, not sure if you can see the photo there, I hugged her, I shook her hand, and she was just really lovely.
Let me see. I cannot see from here, but I have a scene with her in DC Girls.
Yeah, because she's what's her name? Barbara Gordon. I can't remember her proper name. Is it?
We had a fight scene together, but you know what's interesting?
I think she's Harley Quinn as well.
She's what?
Harley Quinn.
Oh, she's Harley. Oh, yeah. So sometimes, like DC Superhero Girls, we record by ourselves, so we never get to meet the other person. That's why Transformers Prime is the best thing ever.
Oh yeah.
Because we are all in the one room. I would say 90% of other shows I did, we are all doing it separately. Oh, you're so cute.
I dressed as Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle because she does Rocky's voice in the reboot. So
Well, that's what a Comic-Con's supposed to be.
That was my first, well, I've been to a gaming con, but that was my first proper Comic-Con I did in cosplay. So that was quite fun.
You look so cute.
Thank you. Oh,
you outshine Tara.
Oh! Tara's got more credits to her name than I have, so.
Tara's like, hey, why do you look so cute?
She should be lucky she's met the one and only Amber the fangirl. Not the other way around, I'm looking at Tara Strong. So, yeah. That was really fun.
You guys are both beautiful. She's so beautiful. I wish I get to meet her. Maybe it's from the Angry Birds.
Oh yeah, this is a Tweety onesie.
Oh,
Tweety pipe, Tweety bird.
Tweety.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah. I saw the name Chick. I thought it's a Angry Birds. No, Tweety is way cooler. 1,000 times cooler.
Yeah. Are you gonna go see the new Space Jam film this summer? Because there's a new Space Jam. There's a new Space Jam film coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Check. Oh, That's so funny. Oh, I want to buy that. I bet it's expensive. That looks like an expensive jumpsuit.
It was about £25, I think.
Wow.
I think
That's
I'll
good.
see if they've got. I've still because I only bought it a few months ago. I'll see if they've still got some, and if they have got one, I will try and get one sent to you.
No, no. If you got one, will you please send me the link?
Sure. I'll see if
then-
they. Try and see if they ship overseas.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You know what would be awesome is just a jacket of that.
Yeah, definitely with like a little hoodie with this
Yeah!
with this on. Yeah, so you can just walk around in public and just cosplay be Tweety Pie without spending any money on materials.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, definitely. Because
Because a jumpsuit you can't really go like with just the hoodie with that. You can actually go to audition to oh my gosh, look at it. Let's make a new line.
Give me the role.
Oh, give me the role. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Hey, later when you start going auditioning and stuff, you should do that.
Yeah, definitely. I've never worn no Tweety thing like this. I just look like I'm wearing a Tweety costume now.
But people love it. People would love it.
I've worn this in interviews before. They love it. And my hair is always all over the place, so I do excuse me.
It's memorable.
Oh, thank you. What, the hair or the jumpsuit?
Both of them. The combination of, because you just look so unique and, it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Tanya. Could I ask about this new horror series you've done for Netflix? Because I noticed that you've put out on Facebook saying you play these twin sisters Hannah and Amie in TRESE. Is that the name of the series?
Oh, they call it TRESE.
Oh, TRESE. Sorry, excuse me.
No, you wouldn't know. Actually, when we were recording, we were unsure how to pronounce it. Luckily, I never have to say the name, so I would not. Oh, but guess who's in that?
Who?
Steve Bloom and Somali.
Wow! Oh wow! It's like a little reunion all over again, isn't it?
I just watched episode 3. Well, I believe Somali plays the wife of Steve.
Ooh, can you imagine asking Starscream together? Ooh.
Starscream and RC together.
I can imagine a spin-off. I mean, to be fair, Knockout did join the Autobots after Predacons Rising, so could happen.
Everything can happen. And in TRESE, they kissed lips to lips. And I was like this. I was the only one. I was watching and I was like, no, RC kissing stars.
Oh my god.
Oh, when we met, so when we were filming that, I was so happy because at the time I stay in touch with Somali throughout the year. But we only see each other. We have the same acting teacher. And sometimes when she goes and I would go too, and we would see each other. But then there was a period of time of like maybe 6 months where we didn't see each other. And then we both booked the TRESE and recorded on the same day.
Wow!
Oh, it was a crazy day. We were like, the studio, you're supposed to be quiet, and I didn't know Somali was there, and she didn't know I was there. So when we saw each other in the hallway, even though it says quiet please, we were like,
that's so sweet. Oh,
we were so silly. We were like two schoolgirls.
Oh, you make me want to watch Transformers Prime after this interview so much.
Makes you what? I cannot hear you, sorry.
Makes me want to watch Transformers after this interview, to be fair. Definitely.
So you can imagine Starscream kissing RC.
Oh yeah, just I want to search your best RC Starscream scenes, see if there's any hanky panky. I don't know.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, man, I've been smiling so much my cheeks hurt. You know when you smile too much and your dimples this. Oh no, stop smiling. No, I can't. Okay. I can't be, because when I just speak seriously like this, it seems like I'm uninterested, but when I start smiling, my face starts hurting and then I go into a vicious circle, so.
Well, you're beautiful, smiling and not smiling. You have like a really nice cheekbones.
Thank you.
Truly, but when you smile, it's like I told you, and
squish.
It's beautiful. As I told you earlier, and I want everybody to hear that Amber has such an undeniable energy, don't you guys think? Like when you watch her, you just love her right away. You have something about you that it's like your spirit is very charming, and you just feel good being around you. I think you're gonna attract a lot of wonderful vibrations, and I really really believe that your acting career will really go to where you want it to be.
You know what, Tanya? That's the nicest thing someone's ever said to me this week.
Well, if nobody said it, I'm sure they said it in their heart, and maybe they just didn't express it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, but you've been wonderful to speak to. You have, honestly. I haven't had much fun. I've had a bad week. I just wanted to start a weekend with a great start, and it already has started with a great start. So.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had a bad week, but I know that it would just go away like a little dirt.
Yeah, I hope so too, because
You're too beautiful to have a bad week.
Oh, thank you.
It's true. I don't say this to anybody. But I'm very
Despite
honest,
the
as you
messy
can
hair.
see.
Yes, I showered last night, but
I
messy hair.
don't even see that. No, the first thing I saw when I saw you, I said, cute hair, cute outfit, cute face.
Thank you. Oh, I need to stop saying thank you, but thank you's like my signature word. So every time I keep saying it, it starts to sound less like a word. So it just sounds like thank you. So it sounds like a noise.
No.
Wow. That was fun. That was fun.
That was so nice. Thank you so much. I'm so glad we get to meet.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
if you have any questions, of course, or anything about, I know you're in the UK,
Yeah.
so I don't know much, but any questions that if I can help, you have my email address.
Yeah. Is that your email that you messaged me?
Yes,
Oh,
the one
is
that
it?
you send me the Zoom link.
Ah, I see.
That one is a correct one. It's not from Google Drive.
Ah, I see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Tanya, thank you so much for agreeing to an interview with me. It's been really fun to talk to you, and I hope we do get to meet in person one day, because you seem like a really sweet, caring, fun-going, bubbly human. Or should I
Well,
say
thank you.
Miko?
Thank you so much. I'm so glad I get to meet you. It really highlights my day, my week, my year, my life.
Oh, I was just looking at next door neighbour's roof. There's about 15 birds on next door neighbour's roof, and they're all like little, so small little birds, and they're all just stood on there. Sorry.
They're all saying hello.
Tweet, tweet. Oh yeah.
Yes!
Oh, Murmur Tweety. Oh, that's of course. That's
Oh my God.
of course. Why didn't I see that? So, Tanya, you've been amazing to speak to, and as I said, I hope we meet in the future. And to you at home, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully, Tanya, where can we find you on social media?
I'm not that active, but I'm like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just my name.
Okay. Do you have a website as well or not?
Nope, I haven't maintained it for a while.
I see. So I'll just include links in the description to your social medias.
Okay.
Sweet. To you at home, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode, or we'll see you round. Right? It's goodbye from me and goodbye from Tanya, if I'm pointing the right way or not, unless it's this way or whoever it comes out.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and bye!
Bye!
And